And everybody's always cutting up about why do you use a metric system?
Why are you measuring in grams? This is America. I'm like, calm down, sir. I'm a patriot too, okay?
This is America.
Yes. No, literally, that was one of the comments.
Yeah.
This is America. Use American measurements. I'm like,
what kind of Cajun mama? What kind of Cajun
what
mama?
kind of Cajun measures in grams? I'm like, I am so sorry, Miss Betty, but no, I just pulled that name out.
Welcome to Coffee Talk with the Cajun Mamas. Grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's dive into real conversations about life, motherhood, and a little inspiration to brighten your day.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to Coffee Talk with the Cajun Mamas. It's the last episode of the month.
Already.
Lord help.
We were just in for the beginning of the month. It's already the end of March.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Let's
today we're talking about a delicious topic. We have a delicious
one of our favorite
topic for y'all. If you don't already know, the Cajun Mamas are obsessed with sourdough bread. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a whole podcast episode dedicated to this
sourdough
topic.
and why. Okay.
And why.
Why the big
To do
about
sourdough.
What's it all about? All right. But first we're going to talk about Behold Catholic Ministries. Miss Melissa Vansel started Behold Catholic Ministries. And their mission is to help women foster a relationship with our Blessed Mother,
Yes.
Mary. As we know, we are beloved daughters of Christ, and we need to grow closer to Him.
Yes.
And this is a way that she is... give me the word.
Fostering that.
Fostering
yes.
that.
Through studying the Word of God, through Holy Scripture, consecrating our lives to Mary, and cultivating holy friendships with like-minded women. Mm-hmm. Inspiring others to be who God truly called them to be in the world. That's her goal in this ministry. She does Mother's Day retreats once a year, which I'm sure it's full by now for this Mother's Day, but... that is something that they're passionate about. And really they pamper the women for a couple of days and
pampering looks different in all situations.
So what is this? A spiritual
pampering.
Yes, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I'm glad you clarified.
Well,
it's not a spa type of situation.
It could be the best type of pampering, though.
Yeah, it's getting quiet, praise, reflection. Yeah, it's a spiritual pampering. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you want more information on Behold Catholic Ministries, you can find them on Facebook, on Instagram. Email any questions that you have at Behold Catholic Ministries
Go look them up.
gmail.com.
Maybe you'll feel like that's something worth giving to, though. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you will feel that. Maybe you want to be a part of that, and you just are looking for something to pour some financial resources into.
You never know.
Or prayers into.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to give, and then that gives to so many others and brings so many others to Christ, and what a good way to do that.
Yes, agree.
All right. So, and she didn't ask us to say it. I said that.
You said that.
That
exactly.
comes from...
It has no notes on here about financials.
It doesn't. It doesn't say, oh, please ask them. No. I mean, some people are just going to feel called, and they're going to be like, you know what, that sounds great, and I want to be a part of that. So, anyway, Behold Catholic Ministries. I just feel so, I don't know, feel some type of way about Miss Melissa.
Yep.
All right. Today we're talking about sourdough.
Yes, we are.
And you're going to start out by telling us why and what got
and how
us started on this.
So,
because I have different feelings than you do.
Okay, so during COVID, apparently
this was a thing.
I didn't know this until much later, but apparently during COVID, everyone was trying to make sourdough. Like, people had all this extra time, and all these videos were going viral on TikTok of people making sourdough and this and that. I didn't see this until much later. What are we in? 2025? So in 2023, I think, is whenever I stumbled upon sourdough. And I'm looking at these.
Feels like yesterday. You're aggravating me with this.
been aggravating you for over 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just watching these reels and stuff of these people making bread. And first of all, I mean, I love bread. Love bread. But had like a love-hate relationship with bread because I'm like, I really know I'm not supposed to be eating bread. It's bad for you. It can make you gain weight, this and that. But I'm looking at these people making these beautiful loaves, and it's so satisfying. It's like all this gooey stuff, and they put it in there, and they make a pretty dough with it, and they rolling it out and scoring it. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to try that. Why can't I try that? Right about the same time that happened, and it was, I mean, that had to be Jesus.
Had to be.
Right around that same time, my mother-in-law got a starter, like random. She had never made sourdough before. She was like, I bought a sourdough starter. You wanna try some? And I'm like, yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So she gave me some of her starter. She had already activated it. She bought it dehydrated like we do now with our Virgie. So she bought it dehydrated, got it active, whatever, and gave me some like live already. My first loaf was a gooey, goopy, and I made a video on this, Sarah. Like I made a video like I'm trying to tell somebody how to make sourdough, and I'm gonna have to go back and find this video.
I want to go watch it now.
Because I need to take it off so nobody sees it now and be like, try to do that. But I'm like, is it supposed to be this sticky? I don't know. Like, I couldn't even form it. But I was like a big glob. I baked it. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is awesome. Like, taking a bite.
Delicious bread. Yeah.
I made bread, whatever. It took a few times, but I found a recipe that works. The simplest recipe I could find. Because you could go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, I'm still working with the same one we
a
started
rabbit
with.
hole.
Except I don't stretch and pull it so much.
So, yes, we'll get it. I can't wait to hear your side of all this. So I was like, man, first of all, this is great. Apparently it's better for you. Like you can eat it without feeling guilty, which I want to touch a little bit on that. But mostly just like you feel so, I was so proud of myself. I'm like, I felt like a woman. I'm making bread.
You were just getting so loud and so excited about this. It's making me giggle. Y'all, she's such a geek for some sourdough.
I am. Y'all know, she knows every time we sell a Virgie on our website, I'm like, Virgie.
She loves
so
it because
to
she
share
knows.
this.
Okay, I'm just making sure that my lip gloss is not everywhere.
Oh,
okay?
no, you good.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to be rude.
I would tell you.
I hope so.
I would tell you.
But I just feel like it's all of. I
feel like I got some snack in my teeth because we just had a
You
little
don't have no snack in your teeth.
Okay.
Okay, so where were we?
I don't know. I was talking about. I felt like such a woman. Yeah, like making
The sense of
this
accomplishment.
Bread, the sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know, there's a process of like you got to keep the starter alive, and I'm like, it's actually like living. Like this is the adult equivalent of a Tamagotchi or a Gigapet. You got to keep this thing alive. But I did some research, not a ton. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you could really just go down the rabbit hole. I found like the simplest way that I could see the least amount of stretch and fold. You know, you're not going to stretch and fold every 30 minutes for 4 hours and let it rise overnight, then put it in the fridge and let that sit another day. Same day sourdough is what I did. And I mean, I found a great recipe. It works 98% of the time, because sometimes
She always has some
sourdough
pretty fluffy loaves.
I got it.
What you talking about? Same day sourdough?
Yeah, like they call it same day because it's not within 24 hours you can bake it. You know, because some recipes you proof it on the counter for 8-ish hours, then you put it in the fridge to proof again. Like,
no.
And it's days before you
Don't
can
tell
have
me
your dough.
nothing.
See,
No.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew if I was going to do this.
There's longer processes than what we...
Yes.
Oh,
you don't understand. What we do is simple compared to what...
What's the difference then? Why would I do it that way?
I don't know. I haven't done it.
Okay,
Maybe,
we're not going to go there.
No, we're not even going to go there. It's working. Now,
If you listen, y'all comment and tell us what's better. Why would we take days to do it when we can do it in one day?
I really just feel like
What's the advantages?
the inside's probably a little different, maybe. Maybe better. I don't know. But
It's not going to taste any better. I mean, it's
You know how
flour,
you
water,
see-
salt, and
yeah, but it will be different because of the fermentation, like of how long you let it ferment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it will be different. But like, you know how all those pretty scoring videos, you'll see people scoring their bread and it looks so stiff, kind of. That's free. That's refrigerated.
That's why my scores always look okay.
Not always, but
Sometimes, but mostly.
yeah.
My bread tastes good, but my scores are always
And you know,
horrible.
at some point you have to be like, as long as it tastes good and it's not like dense or like a frisbee, you good.
Here's something that I never thought about that I'm thinking about right now. But you know how we love to see before and afters? I love to watch people score and see what it looks like after it's baked.
Me too.
A good old before and after sourdough.
Yeah, and some of them get in there, make designs and little tiny cuts and. Excuse me,
I challenge
score,
you.
No. There will
to
be
make
none
us
of that.
a before and after series.
There will be none of that. I do a cross or a side one. That is all you getting with me. If you want prettier ones, you got to put that in the fridge, and I ain't going through all that. All right. So it just started as like a hobby, or like just I wanted to see if I could do it. And once I got it, and I'll never forget the first pretty loaf I made when I cut into it and I cracked it open like this, and it was all the little holes, and like, oh, I was so excited. Like I could have just did a happy dance.
I bet you
probably
did.
do a happy dance.
Put your little butter on there.
Oh,
and
I
enjoyed
had
a big
and
piece
that,
of bread.
I had roasted some garlic for that one because I remember
Oh,
putting
I
that garlic
forgot we
spread on
did that for a bit.
Yes.
That was
Yeah,
a-
now I just toast it with butter pretty much is how I like to eat it, but
kind of want some garlic oil now.
you could do that. The possibilities are endless with sourdough.
Yeah.
But that's how it got started, and I just felt so satisfied knowing I had made that, and plus it's delicious, and I feel like it's better for us than eating packaged bread with all kind of preservatives and stuff in it. You know, it's so simple. Flour, water, that's it, and salt. Flour,
salt.
water, and salt. So good.
Very simple.
Okay, let's take a second before we get, even further into this delicious topic and mention sound prevention screenings. Sound prevention screenings specializes in early detection ultrasound screenings for men and women. It's not just women. She is really a breast cancer awareness advocate, but this is for men too.
And she's found things, as far as men's health goes. There's it's just like women. We have different bodies and different things you can find
to look for. Exactly. And she knows where to look and what to look for. This is really about early detection, y'all. These ultrasound scans can detect things that other scans like mammograms and stuff cannot. So it's just a way to be proactive about your health. And really, Miss Dion Benoit, we went and had scans done. She wanted us to experience it to be able to talk about it, and it was a great experience. Don't let the fear stop you from going get it done, because we were a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's like, ooh, what is she gonna find? You never know.
What open can of worms are we going to come across?
Right.
We were scared a little bit,
Right?
But it's better to know.
It's better to know.
It's better to know than to
know
not
early,
know.
y'all.
Yeah.
You will have so many more treatment options if you find things early. I mean, that's just the way. It is what it is. So, think of this as investing in your health. We spend all this money on ourselves, our hair, our nails, our whatever to look good on the outside. How about what are you doing for your inside? So, think about that and head to sound-prevention.com. And you can have all the info there and even book your appointment. So check that out. Go to sound-prevention.com or email soundprevention@gmail.com for more information.
Thank you, Miss Dion.
Thank you.
All right. So
that's how it got started. And then I got you roped into it.
You roped me.
That's like you
the word hooked.
You're gonna try this.
Would say that I was 100% in to start. I was hooked the first
really
time.
weren't.
But honestly, I haven't given up on it. And it's been 2 years.
That is true.
Okay?
Even after some failed attempts of killing your starter, I just give
Several.
I give you more Virgie, and you just keep her going.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're so good about it. But then, like, I'm going to tell you just a couple of excuses. A baby.
Just minor life changes.
My house is so cold. I got so many of them. Which one you want? But
Water from the town of Church Point.
water from the town of Church Point. Like, sourdough is a fickle thing. Okay?
It can be fickle now.
But nobody has tried this more than me. Can't be.
No.
Maybe there is. But I keep trying and I keep going back for more.
But why?
Because
Why do you
bread
you
is
see?
so good.
See, there's nothing better than a piece of sourdough toast with your eggs in the morning.
That's
for
my favorite
breakfast.
meal.
Me too. I look forward to that breakfast.
Sometimes I make me a ham sam and some shredded cheese and put that in my air fryer with the butters. With the bobs, the butter on both sides.
Butters with the bobs, the butter on both sides. The
Butter on both sides. Okay? And then take that, fry it up, take it out, little blue paint mayonnaise.
Oh, Lord help. I'm so hungry right now, too.
All right. So
That's why.
Yes,
It's worth
so
the struggle.
good. Okay, it's so good. And then with the discard, which is a whole different thing, the stuff that you have to kind of put off to the side so you can make the starter thrive. And you discard it. Mm-hmm. We call it the lagniappe.
Yes.
Because I don't like the word discard, and lagniappe is such a Cajun word.
Yeah, it's
a
extra.
little extra.
It's the extra.
I make waffles with my discard. And I wanted to say, if you have a whole bunch of discard, I could use it.
You need some right now?
Because
I can hook you up.
Roz loves sourdough waffles. And so we make waffles with the discard, and it's
You can make so much.
so many different things. We've made Pop-Tarts with the discard.
Brownies.
We've made brownies.
Granola.
Oh, granola.
I love that.
I forgot
I
about that.
haven't made that in a while. I think it's time.
Yeah, I just smell it already.
Mm-hmm.
What else have we made? So many different things.
Yeah, you can make biscuits. You can make
you
crackers.
made a king cake?
Made a king cake with
Focaccia,
sourdough.
that
cinnamon rolls.
cinnamon
Cinnamon roll focaccia or savory focaccia bread. Yeah, and there's so many resources online too. Like I don't come up with I get asked a lot like I need sourdough recipes and I'm like Google, you know, like honestly there are so many good resources out there. Just go find one and try it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And I've tried some stuff that's failed too.
Yeah.
I wanted to make scones. I love a scone. And bricks. When it came, I'm like, that ain't making the cut.
Could have thrown that at the wall. Huh?
Could have threw it through a window, broke the window. Yeah, so it's not all, you know, it ain't all always a win, but.
Yeah. Well, she got me started, and I was like, she said, Miss Connie has a starter. And I said, ooh, share some with me. All right, she brings it to my house, and I'm calling her. I had to FaceTime her. I'm having a heart attack over this stuff because I'm just like, okay,
what do I do with
what
it
do
now?
I do now? Is this right? Is this right? Is this what it's supposed to look like? And she's like, okay. And then at that time, we didn't know too much about it. Now we know more about the ratios of how it's supposed to do, and everybody's always cutting up about why do you use a metric system?
Why are you measuring in grams? This is America. I'm like, calm down, sir. I'm a patriot too, okay?
This is America.
Yes. No, literally, that was one of the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is America. Use American measurements. I'm like,
What kind of Cajun mama? What kind of Cajun
what
mama?
kind of Cajun measures in grams? I'm like, I am so sorry, Miss Betty, but no, I just pulled that name out. But you will see 90% of your sourdough recipes are gonna have metric measures because it's precise. Okay, there are some people who get by eyeballing it. I'm like,
I ain't one of those
go
people.
ahead, girl, that's great. But for me, I have to measure in grams, and it will come out right every time if I do it that way. Don't eyeball you when you feed it. Don't eyeball it. Get your little kitchen scale. That's the best little purchase you ever gonna make.
I use mine often.
I use it all the time, and then there's no more guessing. If you follow the recipe, it's gonna come out.
Yes,
So,
it will.
yeah.
But
If
if
you start-
you're like me, and you like, oh, I just know what the consistency looks like, so I'm not going to measure.
Some people get to that point where they just know how it feels and all that. I'm like,
I tried to be that person, and what ended up happening was that it did not work that way.
Yeah.
And throwed it out.
You threw it.
And then try again. And so after several times of trying.
So that's why we do measures.
Yeah,
for that,
it's just precise, and please, for the love of God, do yourself a favor. Go get you some distilled water. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's all the stuff they put in our tap water.
It
like
will
the
kill
chlorine will kill the
It
starter.
will kill it
Yeah.
because I tried to use the Brita filter. And until I started using the stuff that's already like in the gallon,
Distilled. Yeah.
What do you use?
I actually use water from my refrigerator.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's run through a filter.
Yeah, that's what mine was too, and it was not.
That's the Church Point water versus Mere Branch water.
See, just go buy the stuff. I've been using the baby's water that we use for the formula.
Yeah,
and
you
that,
just use.
Look,
you
my
can
lobes
use
are like
water. Thriving.
thriving.
Virgie don't like that tap stuff.
Yeah.
She said,
She's
"Give me that
picky.
bottle water."
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about Virgie too and where that comes from. I want to say, but let's take a second and mention Parish rice, y'all. This is a love of ours. We love us some Parish rice. They are locally owned Louisiana company, a wonderful family. We had the privilege of meeting by accident one day.
Yeah.
And they just so welcoming and so nice. They developed this rice. This is their creation. It's a higher protein, lower glycemic index rice. So if you have, health concerns, you're diabetic, you can't have rice typically, you need to look into this rice because it doesn't spike your blood sugar.
Mm-hmm. Leave it up to a Cajun.
Absolutely.
How can we
Cajun
have
ingenuity.
rice? How can we have rice?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make it healthy.
And they did. And it tastes the same. Like, you can't tell no difference. It's white, fluffy, good rice.
Mm-hmm.
Go to parishrice.com and you can look at all the stores around here that offer it. Or if you're not around here, you can order it online and have it shipped to your house. Parishrice.com. We love y'all and we thank y'all for being a sponsor of the podcast.
Yes, thank y'all so much. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Virgie.
How did Virgie come about?
How did Virgie come about?
Okay, so I don't know if it was your idea or mine. I don't remember, but we both got into the sourdough thing and we were both loving it so much. And I'm like, Miss Connie got her starter online. Like, people sell their starter, they take it, they dehydrate it. So
that
it's
was
like
your brainchild.
cracker
That
crumbs.
was not
okay,
me.
maybe it was me. It looks like crumbs, when you pulse it up or whatever, and then you can ship it out because it's dried. And it came with instructions on how to like hydrate it and get it back active and able to bake with it. And I was like, I love this so much. I want everybody to feel this happiness that this is bringing me. So Cajun mamas are going to offer a sourdough starter.
That was our very first product we ever
Yes.
had on the website, and it is our
t-shirts.
bestseller.
Before we had shirts, before we had mugs, any of that, we had Virgie. And so if you don't know, but in the sourdough community, you name your starter. Like, everyone names whatever. We've had Dolene. We've had Lazarus. We've had
Because it comes back to
because
life.
because it rises to life. Yes. Oh man, what's some other ones?
Oh man, there's
I'm drawing
like
a blank.
some Sex and the City themed ones.
There's all.
What was there? Carrie Bradshaw.
Carrie Bradshaw. Yes,
I've heard that one before.
The most creative sourdough names, but I chose Virgie after my husband's grandma who passed away a few years ago. But like, I liked how people were naming their starters like old lady names or like old classic names, and I was like, Virgie. It's Virgie. It was a no question for me. So that's one way, like, I feel like Miss Virgie's living on through. And she didn't bake sourdough that I know of. She was a baker though, like baked, cooked, everything awesome. But I'm like, this is Virgie. So we offered. I started dehydrating, packaging it up in little little dime bags. It looks like little plastic jewelry bags. But
Yeah.
I was like, people's going to think we slinging drugs in here. Like, we had the powder. Like, it looks like white kind of powder stuff.
Yep.
It was funny. But yeah, we started doing that, and I wrote up instructions, like typed up instructions on how to step by step. It takes you through like a 5-day process of how to get it going and get it ready to bake with. And we offered it on our website.
Yeah.
And it took off. Like
so many people.
So many people. I would love to know how many we have shared. Like, it's got to be over
There's a way
1,000,
we
huh?
can. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I packed about 50 of them this morning.
I wish we're gonna have to one day try to count.
Yeah. Well, we can probably find out on Shopify. You just have to.
True.
We could probably do that real quick. But
anyway,
yeah, that just in and of itself, and y'all, not just people from around here, all over the United States are getting Virgie shipped to them at CajunMamas.com.
Yeah.
So,
and I just feel like that lets me know, like, people want to try, but they don't know where to start, and I feel like we're giving them a great place to start. Now, like, you can make your own starter. Yeah, you don't have to use a dehydrated one, but
it stinks.
Yeah.
I tried it already. And I was gonna I had a whole video planned out that I was gonna show you how to start a starter from scratch. And let me just tell y'all that failed because we cooked it on accident.
It got turned on in the oven. The oven got turned on, and poor little thing was inside, and it cooked it.
Death. Okay, but that's
but
just one of my failures. But let me just tell y'all, the process of getting that stunk my whole house up.
The fermentation process takes over, and yeah.
But when you get ours, it doesn't do that. It doesn't smell like that because it's already established.
It's already established, yeah. So, like, getting a starter, that is, you could absolutely
you can do
your
that.
own. And I've heard of many people succeed in doing their own. I've also heard of many people failing and giving up because they couldn't get their starter going. And I'm like, just start with mine. Like, it's established. Yes, it's already going to have some strength to it, and then you're going to keep feeding it. It's going to only get stronger. It's a more foolproof way of starting, really, is what it comes down to. And so you'll get the instructions. Like, I've made YouTube tutorials, so you'll have video help. I feel like this turned into a promotion, but I really didn't want it to. But,
some people want to know, like, they're interested, know, but they're kind of scared.
Yes.
But the instructions I've had to... In one of my failures, I rehydrated a Virgie, okay? And it was so easy. We had a customer actually, and he was like, I want this. I want to try this out. And he would get him and his daughter would do it, and she would feed it. And
it's a family.
It
can be a family thing. Yes,
my daughter, I showed her how to make a loaf, and I'm like, all right, I don't have time for this, so you gonna make this loaf.
Yeah,
because we have to have sourdough bread.
I have to have it in the house.
And everybody really likes it. Roz ate most of mine this morning. You saw that, so
it's good for the whole family.
But yeah, you can all enjoy it.
Yeah. So I just out of a desire to share the joy and the love, and we made this Virgie and put it on the website, and we've had a great response so far, and we hope to continue to share Virgie because it's just it's a feeling. Like, I don't know, it's a feeling, it's a vibe of
it's a feeling of accomplishment. When I get a good loaf though, which is it's kind of harder for me than it is for you. I just feel like all is right in the world.
All is right.
The rest of my world could be on fire around me, okay? Like,
but
just stuff everywhere, but I made a loaf of bread. And
you'll send me a picture, too. When you make a pretty loaf, I'm like,
You always get in the picture. You know that.
Yes, you did it.
She probably feels... She's like, my baby.
Oh yeah, I'm so proud of you. I'm like,
we get pictures when we get pictures from people who have started with Virgie.
Yes.
If you have gotten a Virgie and you have your starter, please send us pictures.
Please, we always want to
share. We love to share those pictures with other people, but we love to see that it lives on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh yes, this is working. This is great. So we never get tired of hearing what you made or seeing what you made with your Virgie. And also, let us know what you named it, because I'll never get tired of hearing what people name their
See,
starter.
and I don't hear the names enough. So put your sourdough starter names in the comments of wherever you're listening, so that we can check those out.
Please do.
But I also want to say something that I forgot what it was. It was something about sourdough.
Okay. Obviously.
Obviously.
Okay, we'll table that thought.
Okay, I'll table it.
Okay, we're going to talk about, again, sound prevention screenings. Sound prevention offers early detection ultrasound screenings for men and women to help you identify potential health issues before there are any symptoms. So early detection, awareness, investing in your health. This is all the goal of Ms. Dion Benoit, who started Sound Prevention. Education and awareness, and her clients love the whole experience and the peace of mind that it can bring. So we know that personally, because we went and had scans done with her, and the experience was great. She was very thorough,
very knowledgeable.
Yes, knowledgeable, thorough, explained everything. You get a full report when everything's done. That's reviewed by a doctor even. So it's legit. You don't have to be worried. They know their stuff.
She's got it.
You don't need a doctor order for this. And just one thing to mention, most HSA programs, if you have a health savings account, they will reimburse you for this screening.
That's good to know.
Yes, it's good to know. For more information, you can go to sound-prevention.com, email soundprevention@gmail.com, or call 985-228-5858 and talk to Ms. Dion herself. Thank you, Sound Prevention, for being a sponsor.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sourdough. Why we did it is there. If you're interested in starting your journey, the easiest possible way we found to do it, with instructions and everything, go to CajunMamas.com, get you a Virgie, get to baking, get to eating. All right?
Oh, this is what I wanted to say.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, or they have this question, especially if you don't know about sourdough, that, like you just make one loaf of bread and
one and done type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that. They're like, how many loaves does your starter make?
Yes.
And that's infinite.
It's infinite. Like, starters can live on for years and years and years. And it's up to you. You keep it, you're keeping it alive. But, like, don't feel overwhelmed like you have to feed it every day. It's not like that. Like, you will learn your baking schedule. You'll learn how often you need to feed. When I'm not baking with it, like, I bake one loaf a week. In the between times, Virgie goes in the refrigerator and she just goes to sleep until I need her, and then I take her out and feed her, and then I can bake with it the next day. So you're going to learn all that.
Yeah.
So don't feel like this is going to take over your life, because it really won't.
No, because I've let her just sit there and then took her out, and whenever I'm ready. Somebody was actually messaging us this morning, hey, I don't really know too much about this, but I ordered it and I want to get started. If I go on vacation, do I have to bring it and feed it? No. You can put it in your fridge when you get back. Now, starting Virgie, if you
dedicate 5 days. When you gonna start her first, you need to make sure you have 5 days to be faithful with it. And after that, you can feed it only when you need, when you want to bake.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and
that's just something to think about. Don't stress yourself out. But if you are interested if you just want to dabble.
I mean, dabble a bit.
Okay,
sourdough. Now, I'm a geek about this. I'm gonna try not to bore y'all too much, but like, why sourdough? And I basically write it off as saying, well, it's healthy for me. It's basically healthy for me. I can have as much as I want. It's healthy. Because this is the facts.
Give us the
facts right here. I didn't make this up. It has improved digestibility. That's a big word.
Good health.
Sourdough fermentation breaks down gluten and other proteins more effectively than standard yeast fermentation. So that is one of the major differences between a yeast bread and a sourdough, is that people who are gluten intolerant, now I'm not saying if you're like celiac or like, no gluten, but if you don't handle, like if you can eat some gluten or whatever, you may be able to tolerate this, is what I'm trying to say, because it breaks down the gluten more effectively. It has a lower gluten content. It's not gluten-free. There probably are ways to make it gluten-free, not using regular flour and such, but just to let you know, this may be something you can look into if you are gluten sensitive. The lactic acid bacteria present in sourdough produces, proteolytic. Oh, you want to try that one? Something. Proteolytic. Leave it to a Cajun to try to pronounce this. Proteolytic.
I don't know. Something
enzymes, which help partially digest gluten, making it easier for some individuals to tolerate. Okay, this is another testament to that, gluten intolerance. It can be particularly beneficial for those with mild gluten sensitivities, but not celiac disease. Okay, I'm not saying do that. Lower glycemic index, it's better blood sugar control. The acids produced during sourdough fermentation, lactic acid and acetic acid, slow down starch digestion, resulting in a lower glycemic response. So it doesn't spike your blood sugar like other yeast leaven breads can do. So pre-diabetics, a lot of time, they can have sourdough bread. Maybe not the rest, but sourdough. Let's see. Enhanced nutrient absorption because of that some type of acid, I can't say. Okay? Helps your body binds to minerals like iron, zinc, magnesium, making it making them less available for absorption. I don't think I said that right. Whole grains. Whole grains contain... This is scientific.
This is so scientific. You love stuff like this.
I hope y'all didn't turn this podcast off just now.
I mean, but think about it. Think about all them breads that you buy in the store for 99 cents. That doesn't go bad.
What's in there? Exactly. What is in that bread? You can leave it on your countertop for weeks and it don't go bad. I will tell you this. Sourdough bread, you have like a day or two on the counter is fine, and then put it in the refrigerator because it will mold. There's no preservatives in it, which is probably, it's better for us.
I don't put mine in the fridge. I just leave it out.
Forever?
Until I'm finished with the loaf.
Well, your house
which
is
usually 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
And I leave it out. And when it starts molding, then it's probably about day 6 and 7.
I wanted to cry when I see mold on my bread, though, so I just started putting it in the fridge.
That's because you keep it hotter than Hades in your house.
Well, I was going to say you keep your house like a meat locker.
It is a refrigerator.
That is why yours don't go bad, okay? Anyway, y'all, there's gut health benefits. There's prebiotics and probiotics in the starter. It's just good for you. It's better for you.
Yeah. So if you're going to make the choice to have some bread, why not go with sourdough? It's delicious.
Give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. Because Jesus said what?
I am the
bread of life. So if Jesus says it's okay
to have bread,
then you probably ought to do it.
I think he would approve of this.
You know who else says Jesus is the bread of life? Behold Catholic Ministries. Oh, all right. So Behold Catholic Ministries, Miss Melissa Vanson, kind of got this started. Their mission is to help women foster a relationship with our Blessed Mother and to get closer to Christ in doing so. They put on a yearly Mother's Day retreat, which is soon. And they do this every year, but it's a time for cultivating community, growing, sharing, and praising, and meeting other like-minded women in the process.
Exactly. Yeah. Their mission really is to help consecrate our lives to marry and cultivate holy friendships with like-minded women. We need each other. We do in this life. And maybe you don't have a spiritual sister. Maybe you didn't meet her yet.
Yeah.
Maybe through an organization like this, you will,
Exactly. When I first talked to Miss Melissa, and I said this on the podcast, she was so easy to talk to that I ended up just telling her,
everything that's going on with, yeah.
And she was like, listen, I'm just going to pray for you. And it was mostly about Bennett. But she was just like, what's his name? I'm going to pray for him. And it was just one of those things that I knew that I was on the phone with someone close to Jesus. And I could feel it through the phone.
Yes, and you want. I mean, we need to surround ourselves with people like that.
We
Oh my
do.
God.
Just knowing that there's people out there that you don't know that are like this. I mean, just maybe you need to get in touch with Behold or some organization near you. Reach out, find those soul sisters, somebody that you can talk to, you know, and you know, y'all can bring each other closer to Christ.
Exactly.
So reach out to Miss Melissa at Behold Catholic Ministries on Facebook. They're on Instagram at BeholdCM23. Or you can email them at beholdcatholicministries@gmail.com. Miss Melissa and everybody within the Behold Catholic Ministries communities, thank you so much for being a sponsor of Coffee Talk with the Cajun Mamas.
Yes, we appreciate y'all. And thank you for these beautiful T-shirts that y'all gave us.
Yes.
I love our Mother Mary shirts.
They are beautiful.
Oh, what have I not said about our beloved sourdough?
Just get it.
Just get it.
Just get it.
And thank me later
And-
when you're eating your yummy breakfast.
Yes. And if you have any questions, like don't go on with your journey and fail.
Correct. Don't
without
just give up.
reaching out.
We're gonna troubleshoot. We're gonna get it.
Yes.
I have helped quite a many get it.
Yes.
Okay.
And she will
I'm
take
not
the
an
time.
expert, but I will tell you what I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna ask you like, what temperature is it? What water are you using? Are you measuring? Just simple things, and it's usually something simple, y'all. It's usually
Mm-hmm.
nothing crazy. And when they get it, oh, we celebrate. Like I
yes.
can't wait to see. I'm like, text me that first loaf. You're gonna get it. So anyway, it's just a joyful journey. I love it.
It's so fulfilling for her. It's fulfilling for me too when I can actually get a good loaf, you know.
I just don't understand why you're having so much trouble.
It's because I just leave it and forget about it. It's my fault.
You have to, yeah. Well,
You know.
if you would put it in the fridge though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I was like, my house is so cold. For a little while, I was like, my house is so cold. Why even bother? Well, turns out you should bother because
Yeah, unless you're feeding it on the regular.
I wasn't.
But nobody wants to do that because then you end up with all this extra discard and
it was too much.
it was too much. Yeah.
So, just give it a try. I'm getting it. I do, and I get good loaves when I take the time to pay attention to it. That's my thing.
But this
I like
just
to
lets you
complain
know,
about it,
like,
but
even if you don't feel like dedicating too much time, energy, and effort into it, it's still possible.
you can put it off aside and come back to it.
To make
you
good
know, if you need
loaves.
to, or
Correct.
you can be like Miss Perfect over here and have a loaf all the time.
Don't start that.
She always has a good loaf. But you know what? You know what's really fun? We didn't even talk about this. Sharing a loaf with somebody else. You baking a loaf for somebody. What says I love you more than something I spent 24 hours on?
Oh, it's so impressive. And what a love language to give somebody a beautiful loaf of bread.
You
that
tell me one
made.
person that you gave one that wasn't like, oh my goodness. I
There's
mean,
none.
everybody, when we bring them a loaf, they're like, wow.
Exactly.
You
It's
know?
all wow. It's
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
So, and it's just
It's
nice.
joyful.
You know, it's nice to give to others.
Okay.
So, all right, we done.
Go to CajunMamas.com and just get you a Virgie, get started. I mean, and just get in on this fun.
Oh, yeah.
right?
And tell us about it.
And tell us about it, please. Y'all, thank you for being here with us once again. We love y'all. We appreciate all the support that y'all show us.
If you are watching on YouTube, please smash that subscribe button and give
on
us
that
a like
bell.
and subscribe.
Hit that bell, whatever it is. I don't even know.
Thank you for hanging out with
thanks
us, and
for
thank
hanging
you for taking the time to listen to what we have to say.
Yes.
See y'all next month.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Coffee Talk with the Cajun Mamas. We hope you enjoyed your cup of coffee and our chat. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Until next time, keep the coffee brewing and the conversation flowing.